Alright, hello and welcome back to our videos on the class balance updates for Season 2 Season of Blood for Diablo 4. We've done the other 4 classes already. All that's left is Sorcerer. Alright, so with the Sorcerer, starting right off, we got skills. Anything that is where it says previous or new, I'm just going to read the new stuff. Anything that has to deal with Fortify, everything's been adjusted on Fortify from base damage or from base life to max life. So the higher your max life, the more Fortify you have. So Glinting Firebolt. Firebolt increases the burning damage you deal to the enemy by 25% for 3 seconds. Incinerate. Bonus damage dealt ramp up time reduced from 4 to 2 seconds. Total damage remains unchanged. Basically, it just allows you to cast it faster. Enhanced Frozen Orb. Threshold for bonus damage reduced from 50 to 40 mana. Maximum distance reduced from 6 to 4. Additional functionality bonus explosion damage is increased by 45% against elite mobs. Alright, Meteor. Effective radius increased by 10%. Wizard's Ball Lightning. Adjusted the maximum number of crackling energy generated per cast from 1 to 2. Hydra. Summoned Hydra damage increased from 12 to 60%. That's a huge upgrade.
Yeah, that is a massive upgrade.
Uh,
Did you never tried the Hydra because it's a fire-based skill, do you?
I didn't do the Hydra, no. My wife, who played Mage for a little while, she did fire. So she was doing Hydra and Meteor and things like that. But she enjoyed it. But I didn't.
Well,
Hydra is one of those ones you can just keep dropping it. It doesn't
well,
really cost anything, and it just does damage.
most of the time the Meteor is, like the main, powerhouse ability for a mage or a caster, class.
Right,
But the Hydra, yeah, it's kind of like a torrent, or you throw it down and it just keeps spitting.
right. Uh, Next, the last one here is Supreme Currents. Additional functionality. Crackling energy pulses 25% faster while unstable currents is active. That's a nice one. Crackling energy is something that I would use a lot of with my energy build, my lightning build. Passives. Potent Warding. After casting a non-basic skill, you gain 3, 6, 9% resistance to all elements and 1, 2, 3% max resistance to that skill's element for 9 seconds. Align the elements. Additional functionality. The bonus persists for 2 seconds after taking damage. Oh, that's pretty nice. Alright, Paragon Board. Enchanter Glyph. For each skill equipped in your enchantment slots, gain 5% max resistance to that skill's element. Okay, so that's pretty good. So if you have Meteor in the slot, you get 5% resistance to fire. If you have a cold-based one like Cold Orb or some Frozen Orb or whatever it is, you get 5% to the max resistance for frozen stuff, cold resistance. Galvanic Catalyst Rare Node. 17% cackling energy damage changed to 10% lightning damage. Surrounding crackling energy damage magic nodes changed to 5% lightning damage. Winter Rare Glyph. Rare Paragon nodes within range gain 125% bonus to their effects.
It definitely seems like they're boosting. It's all the classes are getting such a boost. I
Yeah,
mean,
they are.
they're all, even if you played them, it's gonna be like playing a completely different character.
Right. Searing Heat Legendary Node. Your fire skills have their critical strike chance increased by 10%, and their direct damage is increased by an amount equal to 10 times equal to times 10% of the total amount of your bonus damage with fire, up to a maximum of times 30%. Burning Instinct Legendary Node. Your burning damage deals bonus damage equal to times 10% of the total amount of your critical strike damage bonus, plus times 1% for every 75 intelligence you have. Static Surge Legendary Node. After spending 100 mana, your next cast of Chain Lightning or Charge Bolts makes enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds and grants you 10% of your max mana. This mana cost requirement is reduced by mana cost reduction bonuses. Elemental Summoner Legendary Node. Your conjuration skills have 10% reduced cooldown or mana cost. They also deal bonus damage equal to times 3% of the total amount of your bonus damage with cold, fire, and lightning. Frigid Freight Legendary Node. You deal bonus damage to vulnerable enemies equal to times 10% of the total amount of your bonus damage with cold, up to a maximum of times 30%. Icefall Legendary Node. Your frost skills deal times 15% bonus crit damage to vulnerable enemies. This bonus is doubled against frozen enemies who are vulnerable. Alright, some legendary aspects. Piercing Static, previously called Static Cling. The legendary power has been swapped with the Staff of Lam Esen. So the new power, Charge Bolts Pierce, but deals 60 to 40% less damage to targets hit after the first. The aspect's name has been changed to Of Piercing Static to reflect its new power. Of Engulfing Flames. You deal 10 to 30% bonus burning damage to enemies who are below 50% of their total life, or 80 to 100% if they are affected by more damage over time than their total life. Unique items. Staff of Endless Rage. Chance to slow affects replaced with fire damage. The unique power now also gives each third cast of Fireball 20 to 40% bonus damage. Ice Heart Braze. Damage to injured enemies affects replaced with damage reduction. Intelligence affects replaced with bonus max life. Isu's Heirloom. Slow duration reduction affects replaced with critical strike damage. Evade grants movement speed inherent affects duration increased from 1 to 2 seconds. Staff of Lam Esen. The unique power has been swapped with the Of Static Cling legendary aspect. So now your cast of charge bolts have a 30 to 50% chance to be attracted to enemies and last 300% longer. Damage to injured enemies replaced with critical strike critical strike damage. Gloves of the Illuminator. Chance to restore resource affects restoration value increased by 50%. Damage penalty reduced to 35 to 25%. Isidora's Overflowing Cameo. Non-physical damage affects replaced with cooldown reduction. Crackling energy damage affects increased by 50%. Lightning Nova's base damage increased by 100%. The Lightning Nova deals 50% increased damage for every 100% or for every 100 intelligence that you have. Flame Scar. Ranks of Incinerate affects increased by 50%, and non-physical damage affects replaced with mana cost reduction. And the last one, the Oculus. Chance to restore resource affects replaced with damage at 315% of normal value. Goodness gracious.
Definitely got some buffs.
Well, and that's just one class. They had all 5 classes get patches like that.
Well, I mean, every class so far got some nice power, and a lot of their weaknesses got some significant buffs.
Correct.
Like I said earlier, I think even if you played the class before, it's going to be like playing a different class now.
Right. It's going to be a brand new game, plain and simple.
Oh yeah, across the board, brand new game, and it goes back to that when you start the season. I know the new storyline, the blood storyline is going to be new, but I almost want to play from the beginning of the storyline all the way through because this is how the game should have been when it was launched.
Right. I agree. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. What are your thoughts on the sorcerer there and their changes that are coming in patch 1.2.0? Did you have anything else to add, Grim?
No, I'm just really looking forward to the playing the game. I wouldn't mind checking out. Of course, I'm going to play my original Necromancer to start with for the new patch, but I do want to take the time to play some of the other classes. I'm like you, Barbarian is really hard for me to play. I just it's not my play style, but I'm very much looking forward to the new game. Or well, let's face it, the new game.
The new game. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. And
We'll have the links down below to the channels. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.
and until next time.
Later.